Act 1 of The Seagull by Anton Chekhov. Translated by Marianne Fell. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Seagull by Anton Chekhov. A play in 4 acts. The scene is laid on Sorin's estate. 2 years elapse between the 3rd and 4th acts. Act 1. The scene is laid in the park on Sorin's estate. A broad avenue of trees leads away from the audience toward a lake which lies lost in the depths of the park. The avenue is obstructed by a rough stage, temporarily erected for the performance of amateur theatricals, and which screens the lake from view. There is a dense growth of bushes to the left and right of the stage. A few chairs and a little table are placed in front of the stage. The sun has just set. Jacob and some other workmen are heard hammering and coughing on the stage behind the lowered curtain. Masha and Medvedenko come in from the left, returning from a walk.
Why do you always wear mourning?
I dress in black to match my life. I am unhappy.
Why should you be unhappy? I don't understand it. You are healthy, and though your father is not rich, he has a good competency. My life is far harder than yours. I only have 23 rubles a month to live on, but I don't wear mourning.
They sit down.
Happiness does not depend on riches. Poor men are often happy.
In theory, yes, but not in reality. Take my case, for instance. My mother, my 2 sisters, my little brother, and I must all live somehow on my salary of 23 rubles a month. We have to eat and drink, I take it. You wouldn't have us go without tea and sugar, would you? Or tobacco? Answer me that if you can.
Looking in the direction of the stage.
The play will soon begin.
Yes. Nina Zaryechnaya is going to act in Treplyov's play. They love one another, and their 2 souls will unite tonight in the effort to interpret the same idea by different means. There is no ground on which your soul and mine can meet. I love you. Too restless and sad to stay at home, I tramp here every day 6 miles and back to be met by your indifference. I am poor. My family is large. You can have no inducement to marry a man who cannot even find sufficient food for his own mouth.
It is not that.
She takes snuff.
I am touched by your affection, but I cannot return it, that is all.
She offers him the snuff-box.
Will you take some?
No, thank you.
The air is sultry. A storm is brewing for tonight. You do nothing but moralize or else talk about money. To you, poverty is the greatest misfortune that can befall a man. But I think it is 1,000 times easier to go begging in rags than to... You wouldn't understand that, though.
Sorin, leaning on a cane, and Trepliev come in.
For some reason, my boy, country life doesn't suit me, and I'm sure I shall never get used to it. Last night I went to bed at 10 and woke at 9 this morning, feeling as if from oversleep my brain had stuck to my skull. And yet I accidentally dropped off to sleep again after dinner, and feel utterly done up at this moment. It is like a nightmare.
There is no doubt that you should live in town.
He catches sight of Masha and Medvedenko.
You will be called when the play begins, my friends, but you must not stay here now. Go away, please.
Miss Masha, will you kindly ask your father to leave the dog unchained? It howled so last night that my sister was unable to sleep.
You must speak to my father yourself. Please excuse me, I can't do so.
To Medvedenko.
Come, let us go.
You will let us know when the play begins?
Masha and Medvedenko go out.
I foresee that dog is going to howl all night again. It is always this way in the country. I have never been able to live as I like here. I come down for a month's holiday, to rest and all, and am plagued so by their nonsense that I long to escape after the first day. I have always been glad to get away from this place. But I have been retired now, and this was the only place I had to come to. Willy-nilly. One must live somewhere.
To Treplieff.
We are going to take a swim, Mr. Constantine.
Very well, but you must be back in 10 minutes.
We will, sir.
Looking at the stage.
Just like a real theatre. See, there we have the curtain, the foreground, the background, and all. No artificial scenery is needed. The eye travels direct to the lake and rests on the horizon. The curtain will be raised as the moon rises at 8:30.
Splendid!
Of course, the whole effect will be ruined if Nina is late. She should be here by now, but her father and stepmother watch her so closely that it is like stealing her from a prison to get her away from home.
He straightens Sorin's collar.
Your hair and beard are all on end. Oughtn't you to have them trimmed?
Smoothing his beard.
They are the tragedy of my existence. Even when I was young, I always looked as if I were drunk and all. Women have never liked me.
Sitting down.
Why is my sister out of temper?
Why? Because she is jealous and bored.
Sitting down beside Sorin.
She is not acting this evening, but Nina is, and so she has set herself against me and against the performance of the play and against the play itself, which she hates without ever having read it.
Does she really?
Yes, she is furious because Nina is going to have a success on this little stage.
Looking at his watch.
My mother is a psychological curiosity. Without doubt, brilliant and talented, capable of sobbing over a novel, of reciting all Nekrasov's poetry by heart, and of nursing the sick like an angel of heaven, you should see what happens if anyone begins praising Dusa to her. She alone must be praised and written about, raved over, her marvellous acting in La Dame aux Camélias extolled to the skies. As she cannot get all that rubbish in the country, she grows peevish and cross and thinks we are all against her and to blame for it all. She is superstitious, too. She dreads burning 3 candles and fears the 13th day of the month. Then she is stingy. I know for a fact that she has 70,000 roubles in a bank at Odessa, but she is ready to burst into tears if you ask her to lend you a penny.
You have taken it into your head that your mother dislikes your play, and the thought of it has excited you and all. Keep calm. Your mother adores you.
Pulling a flower to pieces.
She loves me not. Loves me not. Loves me not. You see, she doesn't love me, and why should she? She likes life and love and gay clothes, and I am already 25 years old, a sufficient reminder to her that she is no longer young. When I am away she is only 32, in my presence she is 43, and she hates me for it. She knows, too, that I despise the modern stage. She adores it and imagines that she is working on it for the benefit of humanity and her sacred art. But to me the theatre is merely the vehicle of convention and prejudice. When the curtain rises on that little 3-walled room, when those mighty geniuses, those high priests of art, show us people in the act of eating, drinking, loving, walking, and wearing their coats, and attempt to extract a moral from their insipid talk, when playwrights give us under 1,000 different guises the same old stuff, then I must needs run from it, as Maupassant ran from the Eiffel Tower that was about to crush him by its vulgarity.
But we can't do without a theatre.
No, but we must have it under a new form. If we can't do that, let us rather not have it at all.
Looking at his watch.
I love my mother, I love her devotedly, but I think she leads a stupid life. She always has this man of letters on her mind, and the newspapers are always frightening her to death, and I am tired of it. plain human egoism sometimes